Okay, so here's a little recap on figuring out what string you're playing. So what I would do here is, so think of the low strings, the really thick ones. What I want you to do is to go 6, which would be the note E. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say the note, or we're going to say the string. So this would be 6, and you would just say E. String below that would be A, so string 5 would be A. Fourth string would be D. Third string would be G. Second string would be B. And then first string you're at high E. So what I would do is I would just go just with your right hand, so don't even look at the fretboard. It's just trying to remember where the strings are. So, for example, I would just go 6, E, 5, A, D, fourth string, 3, G, 2, B, and then high E. And then I would just do, forget the note name, and just do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go back. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then just kind of go back and forth with that. And then have somebody quiz you and say, okay, play the third string. Okay, so another way to look at it too is the bottom 3 strings, they're the fatter strings. So I like to call them like the telephone wires or whatever you want to call them. They're the thicker strings, the more bronze ones. And then the top 3, so the top 3 would be the silver ones. So you know that the silver ones are always strings 1, 2, and 3. And then, so it'd be 1, 2, and then 3. And then the thicker ones are 4, 5, and 6. So what I would do here is just go 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then go 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, and then go back and do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then after that, I would just kind of even quiz yourself and be like, okay, let's try to find the third string or the fourth string or the fifth string. And say, okay, fifth string. Okay, second string. And you can look at your hand. I mean, that's the purpose of this, is trying to memorize where the string is. And then fourth string, first string, fifth string, sixth string, first string. So something like that. Okay, now, so that's just one exercise in itself. Now what you can do for another exercise is what's called alternate picking. So what you want to do is you're holding your pick. It just, hits for more accuracy instead of just doing all downstrokes, because then you're going to feel that tension in your wrist and you're like, okay, am I hitting the right note? So alternate picking is just taking your pick here and then just say I'm barely just going through the string. So I'm just going down, up, wait, so down, up, down, up, down, up. And then just go down each string. And you can do that for like a minute or 2 minutes, and just, watch your hand, because there's 2 parts to the guitar pretty much if you kind of look at it. You got your rhythm hand, and then you got your fretting hand. So there's all different coordination, multitasking and all that stuff. So I would just focus on your right hand for a couple minutes, do the string thing, and then now for the fretting hand, you don't want to you don't want to necessarily, well, you do want to focus on your right hand, but you are allowed to look at the fretboard. So, for example, we're just gonna go pick one string, let's say the high E string, and we're just gonna count the frets. So we're gonna go all the way up to the 12th fret, which is the one with the double dot. So we got fret 1, next fret 2, fret 3. So fret 3 is the one with the first dot. 4, fret 5 is the one with the second dot. 6, 7 is the one with the third dot. 8, 9 is with the fourth dot. 10, 11, and then 12 has the double dot. So when I say third fret, always think of the one with the first dot. If I say 5th fret, think the second dot. If I say 7th fret, think the third dot, excuse me. And then if I say 9th fret, think the fourth. I would say 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so that would be the fourth, yep. And then the 5th would be your 12th. So the dots are on 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. And then they will also be shown on your top of your fretboard too. Sometimes they have the dots on the first fret or whatever, you know, on the top of the fretboard. But just, you know, try to remember that the 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th, 9th, and 12th are the ones with the dots. Well, from what we're working on so far with, and then you got all the other ones up here. And then just kind of go through that, you know. And then just kind of work on that. So like, for example, with that Star Wars, okay, it starts on the 4th string. All right. 3rd string, then 3rd fret, 2nd string, 1st fret, then 3rd string, 2nd fret, then 1st and 2nd string on the 3rd fret, and then so with these strings for the Star Wars, we're only using the first 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're only using the first 4 frets. So we got so on and so forth. So there would be that. And then another thing too is we're gonna work on this thing called the, chromatic approach. So we want to go at the 5th fret. So that would be the 2nd dot, and we're just gonna place your index here on the 6th string, and then we're gonna do your middle finger on the next string, then 3rd finger, and 4th finger. So it's gonna go, and then try that alternate picking. So you can lift your fingers up. You know, starting out, you're gonna find yourself lifting them up like that. You know, but it's just it will get better with time. So what you want to try to do is just keep your fingers as close to the fretboard as possible. So as you're going, you will you can lift your, so when you're going to the next string or next fret, slightly lift up your index finger, and just work on that like on one string, and then so, and then just, you know, kind of do that and maybe run it up to the 8th fret or the 10th fret or the 12th fret, you know. And just to kind of get your hands warmed up. And you don't have to go this fast, you know, and so on and so forth. So that's what I would work on so far with that. Okay, now onto the rhythmic values. So if I'm in the key signature, not key signature, sorry, time signature 4/4, which a lot of music is in 4/4, so that means 4 beats per measure. So a whole note, one with just a circle, that would be equal to 4 beats. So as you can see in the PDF that I'm going to send, here are the examples. So the whole note would be counted like this. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's held for a 4 count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next subdivision is a half note. So it's half of what that whole note is. So you would need 2 half notes to fill in that measure. So the way that would sound is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're playing on beats 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, half of that half note is a quarter note. So that's where you can equal 4 of these would be 4 beats. So each a beat. So the way it would go is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's just 2 measures right there, those quarter notes. And then the next half of the quarter note is the 8th note. So with the 8th note, it's that would be 8 notes, 8 eighth notes to make the 4 beats, and that would be counted as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then half of that 8th note is 16ths. So that would be let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16 notes in that one measure. And the way that's called counted is 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so that would be the 16th notes. What I would just kind of focus on is just try those, and then, you know, with music, it's all different combinations of rhythm. So you can do something like a whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 quarter notes and a half note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you could do a half note and 2 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you could do 3 quarter notes and 2 eighth notes. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could also do a half note and then 4 eighth notes. So you could do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then to make it a little bit more complicating, you could do 2 quarter notes, 4 16ths, and then 2 eighth notes. So that would be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So we're just going to start out with that for now. And if you have any questions, just let me know.